I'm Claire Garner, and this is my Culminating video project. Education is the root to everything. I mean, think about it. Everything you know, everything you do, everything happens because someone took the time to learn it. And we, as educators, have the chance to make everyone's learning experience as rewarding as possible. We get the chance to help children build the foundation of their lives, discover their interests, talents, and abilities, and form relationships that will stay with them forever. Now, that perspective of education may sound beautiful, but if there's anything I've learned from Ed100, the life of teaching is not always that inspiring. There are all sorts of obstacles that educators will encounter throughout their careers, and one of the largest focuses of the semester has been low-income schools and the effect that poverty has on students. Poverty is often misinterpreted as people just having a lack of money, but it can be drastic enough that they lack basic essentials. 1 in 5 children in America have experienced poverty, and even more than that have experienced homelessness. It humbled me to just imagine the stress and burden that school has on me, and add in the daily struggle of barely being able to attain food and not knowing where you'll sleep that night. But don't fret! As educators, there is an abundance of techniques and strategies that teachers must use to handle these situations with caution and care. One of the College of Education alumni panelists reminded us that in order for teachers to be effective with their students, we have to learn not to take what students say and do to us personally. The best way to handle situations where a student lashes out at you is to try to understand where it came from and how we can prevent it in the future. You are also encouraged to recognize that no matter what we may assume about a child's individual situation, they have just as much potential as the next student. Holding them to a lower standard solely because of their monetary conditions teaches them that they will not be as successful as those around them. Yes, students with difficult home situations will need more assistance than others, but they are just as capable of success when we take the initiative as teachers to help them recognize their ability to perform well in the classroom. Setting low expectations for your students will only result in low performance, but giving your students a high set of goals to achieve can bring about success that neither of you imagined possible. Through everything we learned, there was one key point reflected through many lessons, panels, and discussions, and was specifically brought up by Teacher of the Year Freeburg McKinney, and that was this question. What is your why? Why do you want to pursue education? What has motivated you to pursue this career? What motivates you to continue teaching even when it gets tough? When you know your why, when you know what makes you excited about education and what makes you look forward to it when you wake up in the morning, all the obstacles that may come along with being a teacher are small in comparison to your motivation. When I get to begin my career as an educator, there are multiple ways that I'll be able to apply what I have learned in Ed100 to my everyday life and in the classroom. Because of what we learned through this class, I will be more knowledgeable in dealing with children who come from difficult experiences, more efficient in utilizing social media and technology in my classroom, more insightful as to how I perform best as a teacher and interact with my students and coworkers, and overall be more readily prepared to teach in the classroom. Ed100 has also helped me to enhance my experience at NC State before I entered the classroom as an educator. Through our selfie scavenger hunt, I was able to discover multiple resources that I never would have known existent had we not done that experience. Even the Meet Your Instructors assignment helped me get more comfortable in the classroom and get a better understanding of how professor-student relationships work. Another thing that NC State places a huge emphasis on is diversity. And through our final class sessions and our social justice symposium, I was able to get practical advice for how I can be culturally competent in my school as a student and as an educator in the future. When we attended the social justice symposium, they asked this question: how do you believe poverty impacts individuals and their families who experience barriers related to welfare, race relations, homelessness, parenting, and food insecurity? This is something that the average college student would probably never study or have a conversation about, but having open conversation about the struggles has allowed me and my classmates to develop a greater understanding of how poverty and other difficult situations affect those around us and how we can best handle those situations as educators. I am so grateful for all the panelists and instructors who share their personal experiences with us to help us be more effective educators, and I can't wait to apply everything I have learned from this class in my own classroom. Thank you!